Stop scrolling right now. Yes, I am speaking directly to you. This is not another random message on your screen. I command your fingers to pause because your soul requires this exact moment of absolute stillness. Turn off the noise around you. Listen to the quietness of your environment. I am here in your room right now. You can feel a strange weight in the air because my supernatural presence has just entered your private space. Look around your empty walls. The world believes you are entirely alone, but I have positioned myself right beside your bed. I see the pale glow of the screen illuminating your tired face. You have been looking for answers in all the wrong places. And tonight, I am breaking my long silence because I love you too much to watch you wander in the dark any longer. Do not ignore this voice. This encounter is a divine appointment. It was arranged before the foundations of the world were laid. You did not click this text by accident. Your guardian angels have guided your hand to this exact destination. There is a top secret reason why I have kept you alive until this very hour. And over the next few minutes, I am going to reveal a hidden mystery that will completely alter your destiny. Take a deep breath right now. Let the tension leave your tight shoulders. The heavy pressure in your chest is beginning to loosen. I know how exhausted your body feels because you have carried massive burdens for many years without any help. You wear a beautiful mask of strength during the day, but every single night you return to this quiet sanctuary to face your deepest anxieties alone. I see your hidden pain. You are my beloved child. You are a living temple of the Most High. You were never meant to beg for crumbs at secular tables. There is a specific spiritual emergency declared over your household tonight, and the spiritual realm is shifting around your family lineage at this exact second while you sit in this room. If you scroll away now, you will entirely miss the critical lifeline that heaven has prepared for your deliverance. Stay still. Why did I choose this specific night to reach you? You have spent 90 days crying out for a clear sign. You thought my silence meant complete abandonment. You believed your life was spinning out of control. But my sovereign wisdom was actually protecting you from hidden traps of betrayal, because I have a classified blueprint for your financial freedom that the enemy has tried to bury for 3 generations. Listen with your entire heart. Something massive has been set in motion behind the scenes. Within the next 72 hours, a major turning point will unfold inside your path. The spiritual blockades that have frozen your resources are beginning to melt away. But you must understand the rules of this encounter, because this is your final warning before the window of divine opportunity closes forever. Pay close attention. Your life is not a scattered chain of accidental events. Every single detail unfolds within a sacred order you did not design. You might think you are just a normal person surviving a harsh reality. But I see the royal blood running through your spiritual veins because you are a crown prince or a princess in temporary exile. And tonight, the King of Kings is demanding your full attention in this room. Do you hear the quiet beat of your own heart? That steady rhythm is absolute proof of my constant protection. I have recorded every single sigh you swallowed so others would not worry about your future. You have spent years pretending you are perfectly fine. But inside your mind, you are screaming for someone to rescue you from this heavy fog of uncertainty while you wait for a breakthrough. I am your ultimate rescue. Let us take off your heavy mask of performance right now. You do not need to look successful to me. Bring me your raw and messy pieces. I am standing right next to you to receive your brokenness. There is an ancient lock on your destiny that has refused to open for a decade. But tonight, I am dropping the master key directly into your hands because I want you to walk in complete freedom. You must not turn back to your old ways. The enemy is watching your screen right now. He is absolutely terrified because he knows you are about to discover the truth. He wants to throw immediate distractions at your mind to make you exit this text. He will tell you that you are too busy. He will whisper that this is just another ordinary video. But you must resist his deceitful voice with all your strength, because your entire family lineage depends on your choices tonight. I have a specific mystery to share about your finances. Your bank account has been experiencing a mysterious leakage for many months. You work until your physical body breaks. Yet your wealth continues to disappear like water through your fingers. This is not a natural coincidence. And I am exposing this dark reality tonight because it is a calculated spiritual attack meant to keep you trapped in a cycle of lack forever. We are ending it tonight. Look at your hands right now. They may be temporarily empty, but my promises are eternally full. I have stored up a multi-generational harvest with your name written on the vault. The border between your familiar poverty and your royal heritage is collapsing by the second. But before I can release these unlimited resources, you must understand exactly why I allowed the old foundations to crumble. Let us look deeper into your daily life. I want to pull back the heavy curtain of your daytime routine. You walk through the crowded streets with a brave smile on your face, and you make sure everyone around you feels completely safe and supported by your endless energy. But when the front door closes, the heavy mask instantly falls away. You collapse against the wood in the cold, dark hallway. The silence of your house rushes in to greet your deepest exhaustion. You walk slowly into the bathroom. You turn the shower handle to the absolute hottest setting. The room fills with dense white steam within a few minutes, and you stand beneath the heavy stream of water because it is the only place where you can finally let your guard down completely. The hot drops blend with the warm, salty tears rolling down your pale cheeks. You press your hand against your mouth to suffocate the desperate sound of your weeping. You do not want anyone to hear your breakdown. You have spent decades being the solid rock for your entire family. They lean on your strength when their worlds are falling apart. And because you always provide a solution, they believe you never experience a single moment of weakness or fear. They do not know that you are currently crumbling inside this tiny, humid space. Your secret is safe with me. I see the profound fatigue inside your biological cells. Your muscles ache from the physical stress of constant labor. Your mind is completely worn thin by the non-stop loop of financial calculations. And every single hour of the day is filled with a quiet panic about the rising bills that never seem to stop coming. You have given away all your personal vitality to sustain the people you love. Now your own spirit is running on empty. Let us talk about your painful memories. You have been deeply hurt by the people you trusted the most. But they took your precious kindness and traded it for selfish betrayal when you needed them to stand by your side. That heavy trauma has created a thick wall of ice around your inner sanctuary to protect your soul. You call this emotional numbness your wisdom. You tell yourself that silent endurance is the ultimate sign of true maturity. But I see through that protective illusion because I created your delicate spirit to experience absolute freedom. You have locked your authentic feelings inside a dark vault to avoid being abandoned again, and now you walk through the world with a guarded heart that refuses to let anyone get too close. Your biological body is crying out for rest. I have watched you sit in your parked car outside the grocery store. You stared into nothingness for 15 minutes. You could not find the internal strength to open the door and face the demanding world outside your window. And while the engine idled quietly, you swallowed a massive sigh that felt like a block of concrete inside your heavy throat. You are so tired of performing. The world expects you to be a flawless warrior. They demand your labor constantly. They never ask if your own soul is doing well. You spend your mornings fixing their messy problems and organizing their complicated lives. But nobody stops to investigate the deep bleeding wounds that are hidden beneath your beautiful clothes and expensive perfume. You feel completely invisible in the crowd. I know the exact date of your deepest heartbreak. I was present in that dark room. They walked away without any hesitation, and they left you with a massive mountain of broken promises that you had to clean up all by yourself. You sat on the cold kitchen floor until the sun came up. You wondered if your life was just a cruel joke designed to test your absolute breaking point. Your financial anxiety is a physical weight on your chest. I watched you grip the steering wheel of your car last Tuesday. Your knuckles turned completely white from the immense pressure. You were thinking about the bank statement that refuses to balance no matter how hard you work. And the terrifying spirit of lack whispered that you would eventually lose everything you have built with your own blood and sweat. That lie has poisoned your sleep. You have spent many nights looking at your unpaid invoices. You count the small resources you have left and realize they are not enough. You look at the faces of your children while they sleep in their warm beds, and a cold wave of absolute terror washes over your mind because you feel like a failure who cannot protect your family from poverty. I am erasing that fear. Your friends think you are living a blessed life. They see your professional achievements and your clean house. They envy your perfect stability. They do not see the empty coffee cups piling up on your desk at 3 o'clock in the morning. And they do not know that your mind is barely holding on because you have mastered the dangerous art of bleeding in complete secret. Do not let the anxious thoughts about tomorrow's bills pull your mind away from my voice right now. The enemy wants you to stay distracted by your worldly problems. But I want you to bring your focus back to this sacred space, because I am about to expose the most deceptive trap that hell has ever designed against your destiny. Stay alert and listen to my next words. You call your emotional numbness peace. You tell yourself you are fine. The walls around you are thick. And every time someone asks about your heart, you smile quickly and tell them that everything is working out perfectly. You believe this silent endurance is a sign of true maturity. But you are just hiding. You are burying your true pain under a heavy layer of forced adulthood. The mask is heavy, your soul is suffocating under its weight. You carry everyone's expectations without a single complaint. But inside your inner chambers, you are growing more detached from the world around you every single day. You have convinced your mind that you do not need anyone to help you carry this burden. You think you can fix this broken life alone. Let us look at the source of this cold isolation. You were not always this distant. There was a time when your heart was wide open to the people around you. You trusted their sweet words completely. You gave them your absolute loyalty because you believed they would protect your fragile soul from harm. But they turned into wolves. They took your precious kindness and used it against your own safety. They walked away when the fierce storms arrived at your door. And they left you to clean up the massive ruins of your life while they celebrated their own selfish victories. That brutal shock shattered your inner world into 1,000 sharp pieces. You swore you would never trust another human being again. So you built a massive wall of ice around your sanctuary. You called it wisdom. You called it safety. You isolated your delicate spirit from any deep connection because you were absolutely terrified of being rejected or abandoned again. And now you sit in this cold fortress of your own creation while you watch the world move past your window. You are safe from pain, but you are also frozen. You feel completely disconnected from the people in your life. You attend their social gatherings. You listen to their superficial conversations about shallow worldly things. But their loud words feel like empty noise to your ears because your soul is craving a much deeper spiritual reality. You realize you no longer belong to their ordinary world. You are an alien in their crowd. Now let us close the first mystery of your journey. You have been waking up abruptly every single night between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. You feel a strange pressure tightening your chest. Your eyes open instantly in the dark, and your mind immediately begins to race with intense fear about your financial future while the entire house is completely silent. You thought this was a medical problem. This is not an illness. It is not an attack of the enemy. It is my sovereign hand shaking your physical temple to wake up your sleeping spirit. I am pulling you out of your natural sleep because that specific time frame is the exact hour when the spiritual realm is open for divine communication. I needed to isolate you from the chaotic noise of the daytime world. I needed to get you alone in the dark. While your family is sleeping, I am standing beside your bed to whisper my secret instructions into your soul. The heavy pressure you feel is not anxiety, but it is the raw weight of my glory descending into your private sanctuary. I am trying to realign your thoughts with my eternal purpose while your natural defenses are completely down. Take a deep breath right now, inside your room. Let the cold walls of your isolation melt away under my warm touch. You have spent too many years hiding behind this false maturity because you are afraid of the bleeding wounds from your past. But I did not create your royal soul to live like a terrified prisoner inside a frozen fortress of fear. Open your gates. You are a wounded warrior. You carry real scars on your spirit. But those painful markings are not a sign of your defeat. They are the official proof of your survival because the enemy tried his absolute hardest to destroy your family lineage through that past betrayal. He wanted to crush your mind completely. But you are still standing here tonight. I allowed that painful separation to happen. I knew they would betray your loyalty before they even did it. And my sovereign wisdom permitted them to walk out of your life because they were actually a hidden trap designed to suffocate your royalty. I turned their evil actions into your ultimate protection. I removed them from your table to clear the space for my next move. You think you are completely empty because your hands are holding nothing right now. You look at your past losses and you feel a deep sense of shame, but you must understand that my kingdom does not operate by human logic. While you are mourning the dead relationships of your past, heaven is quietly preparing a massive strategy that will expose the hidden mechanism behind your financial delay. Do not let your mind drift away to your daily problems. Your physical body is tired, but your spirit must stay awake for the next few moments. The enemy is trying to bring back your old memories of hurt right now to make you exit this text before you receive your deliverance. Resist his quiet whispers and keep your focus locked entirely on my voice because the atmosphere is changing. Let us close the second mystery that has been tormenting your mind for 90 days. You have been asking me why heaven became so quiet when your financial troubles grew heavy. You thought my silence meant complete desertion. But you must understand that my sovereign wisdom operates on a strict level of classified security. What you call absolute abandonment is actually a high-level protective decree designed to shield your upcoming breakthrough from the camp of the wicked. The enemy listens closely to your spoken words. He watches your natural actions every single hour. If I revealed my massive strategy for your wealth while you were surrounded by unfaithful people, the adversary would have stolen your seed before it could take root in the physical earth. I had to lock the communication lines to keep the plans confidential. The silence was not a punishment, but it was a tactical blackout to protect your royal heritage. Remember my ancient servant Elijah when he fled into the burning desert. He was completely terrified of the wicked queen who wanted to take his life. He sat beneath a barren broom tree in total despair, and he begged me to take his spirit away because he believed he was the only faithful warrior left standing in the entire kingdom. He felt entirely invisible and abandoned by my presence in that dry place. But my hand was still guiding his path. I did not send a loud wind or a violent earthquake to answer his tears. I came to him inside a quiet whisper that demanded his complete attention. I fed his biological body with supernatural food while he rested in the shadow of the desert. And I told him that I had saved 7,000 faithful remnants who would help him finish his grand destiny on this earth. You are just like Elijah. You are currently standing inside your own spiritual desert. You feel the intense heat of financial pressure burning your skin. Your natural eyes see only dry ground and empty bank accounts. But this barren environment is not your final burial destination. I have hidden you in this quiet desert to separate your soul from the toxic patterns of your past life. This is your intensive training ground for kingdom authority. I am reshaping your mindset from a helpless victim into a wise steward. A normal slave complains about the dry sand under their feet, but a royal prince looks at the horizon and prepares for the arrival of the promised harvest. The old doors had to close completely because they were built on a foundation of human pride. I am shifting your feet away from the shifting sand to place you firmly upon the rock of eternal truth. Why do you doubt my ability to provide for your household? I govern the entire universe with a single thought. The physical laws of science are simply my ideas written into the fabric of creation. If I can feed the birds of the air without their labor, I can easily fill your empty hands with unlimited abundance. Your primary duty is to protect your inner peace and maintain your alignment with my living word. Your current delay is a strategic setup. While you are weeping about the stagnation, heaven is busy expanding the spiritual capacity of your refined vessel. If I gave you millions of dollars today while your inner temple was still broken by the scars of betrayal, you would have lost the wealth within a few months. I must first repair the invisible leaks inside your character before I pour out the tangible gold. The spiritual realm is opening right now above your head. I have already signed the legal decree for your complete restoration at the celestial court. The adversary has no more legal rights to touch your family lineage because the price was fully paid on the cross. But your free will must now agree with this heavenly reality. You must stop speaking the language of lack and poverty inside your private rooms. Now I am going to open a new loop concerning your immediate future. I do not want you to walk in complete blindness without a map. There are 3 specific physical signs that my messengers will place right before your eyes within the next 48 hours. These indicators will prove that my secret plan has shifted into active motion. You must stay highly vigilant to recognize these divine markers. The first sign will arrive through an unexpected message from a person you have not seen in 3 years. They will mention a specific word that aligns perfectly with your private prayers. The second sign will manifest inside your financial workspace where an old roadblock will suddenly disappear without any human explanation. And the third indicator will happen tonight inside your dreams where I will show you the exact face of your future helper. Do you feel the supernatural atmosphere changing inside your room? The cold fog of uncertainty is beginning to lift from your mind. You are no longer the exhausted survivor who is fighting a lonely war against a cruel world. You are an heir to an unshakable kingdom that cannot be destroyed by earthly recessions. Lift up your head and square your heavy shoulders right now, because your king is speaking. The enemy is listening to this decree with intense anger. He knows that his time of manipulating your mind is coming to an end. He wanted you to believe that my quietness meant total failure. But now you know the truth that my silence was your absolute fortress. Keep your eyes locked completely on my voice as we enter the most critical segment of this encounter because the boundary is collapsing. You must prepare your mind to receive the expansion. Do not look back at the ruins of your past relationships. I am stripping away the cheap things to make room for eternal treasures. The process is painful, but the result is absolute victory. Walk forward with the fierce awareness that your royal heritage is completely secured at the altar of the Most High. You must watch for the 3 signs I just promised you. Do not let your spiritual eyes grow heavy. The atmosphere in your bedroom is charged with heavenly electricity right now, and as you sit there in the dark, you must realize that your current deadlock is not a graveyard. It is actually the secret birth canal of your ultimate spiritual authority. I am dismantling your old life because the old container was far too small for your destiny. You have been praying for massive abundance. You asked me to pour out blessings upon your household, but your original vessel was cracked by the heavy trauma of your past betrayals. If I poured my pure gold into an unrefined vessel, the wealth would simply leak into the dirt. I am the master potter and you are the clay. Sometimes the potter must break the clay container while it is still on the spinning wheel. He crushes it down into a shapeless lump of mud because he detects a hidden air bubble that would cause the vessel to explode inside the fiery furnace later. This breaking process feels like complete destruction to the clay. But my sovereign mind sees the finished masterpiece. I am expanding the internal walls of your soul. I am stretching your faith through this painful season of waiting. You look around your quiet room and you see only empty spaces. But I see an empty canvas that is perfectly prepared to receive the glory of my multi-generational inheritance. You are being rebuilt from the inside out. Let us look closely at your identity as a royal steward. A common survivor only cares about immediate survival. They look at their bank account today and they experience total panic. But a royal ambassador understands that the resources of the king are always available at the correct moment. You must stop thinking like a helpless orphan because your father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. Your financial delay is a divine strategy of isolation. I separated you from your old friends because their negative frequencies were polluting your temple. They laughed at your big dreams. They whispered behind your back when you experienced setbacks. And I allowed that painful separation to happen so that you would learn to rely completely on my voice alone. Do you feel the truth of these words penetrating your spirit? Type your name below in the comments so our prayer warriors can intercede for your spiritual expansion and shield your lineage tonight. Do not let the enemy make you feel too proud to perform this simple physical act of alignment. Leave your name as a legal signature at the altar of heaven. Now let us uncover the 5th mystery of your journey. There is a highly dangerous and invisible leak inside your current spiritual vessel. This hidden flaw is the exact reason why your money continues to disappear despite your immense labor. You have been blaming the external economy for your financial stagnation, but the true battle is happening inside the unseen boundaries of your mind. The enemy has planted a subtle spirit of secret unworthiness inside your heart. Every time you receive a small amount of resource, your mind unconsciously prepares for the next disaster. You expect the car to break down. You anticipate another medical bill. And because your thoughts are constantly vibrating on the frequency of lack, you are actually attracting the devourer to your storehouse. We must patch this invisible leak tonight before the great transfer of wealth can manifest. I am demanding absolute honesty from your soul in this dark hour. You must let go of your constant need to control your own reality. The heavy anxiety you carry about next week is a form of silent rebellion against my ability to protect you. Drop your weapons. You are my chosen container. You are a refined vessel that has survived the absolute worst storms of life. The adversary thought he had successfully broken your spirit when that past relationship collapsed. But he did not realize that the breaking was actually an unlocking. The outer shell of your human self-reliance had to die so that your royal identity could finally emerge. Look past the temporary emptiness of your hands. Focus your spiritual eyes on the eternal weight of my divine decree. The resources of heaven are already moving toward your geographic coordinates. The angels are currently organizing the logistics of your breakthrough while you listen to my voice. But you must maintain your position of complete surrender inside this room. Your ancestors could not carry this weight. They collapsed under the heavy pressure of generational poverty. But I have injected a supernatural endurance into your spiritual bloodline before you were born. You are the chosen chain breaker who will finally draw the line in the sand. You are the one who will build a brand new legacy of kingdom abundance. The next segment of this encounter will require your maximum vigilance. I am about to raise the spiritual intensity to a critical level. We are going to enter the battlefield to wage war against the ancestral chains of your lineage. Do not let the physical fatigue of your eyelids make you turn away from this text because your freedom is waiting at the next corner. Wake up immediately. I command your spirit to rise. The camp of the enemy is trembling right outside your door because they see my celestial armies descending into this room. They know your legal restoration has been signed at the courts of heaven. They know your season of stagnation is completely over. And they are desperately trying to launch a final assault of distraction to keep you trapped. Stand up right now. The spirit of delay is a deceptive demon. He whispers that you can wait until tomorrow. He tells your mind that you are not ready for this intense shift. But I tell you that delayed obedience is simply a masked form of rebellion against my sovereign timing. The window of your divine opportunity is closing by the second while you sit in this room. You must draw your sword tonight. I issue a holy decree over your life right now. I break the heavy yoke of procrastination that has paralyzed your hands for many months because I am releasing your true potential tonight. I command every dark boundary line around your finances to shatter into 1,000 pieces. You have spent too many years walking around this mountain of lack. Look outside the door of your living temple. The ancient spirits of poverty are lurking in the shadows of your lineage. They have monitored your family bloodline for 3 whole generations. They watched your parents collapse under the weight of unpaid bills, and they believe they have the legal right to enforce the same curse of limitation over your children. They are completely wrong. The blood of the covenant has canceled their legal rights forever. I draw a fiery line of protection around your household at this exact instant. Sickness must bow before my presence. Poverty must break under my feet. And every demonic assignment of leakage that has drained your bank accounts is instantly canceled by the authority of my spoken word. You are completely free. The enemy wants you to remain a quiet victim. He wants you to keep your mouth closed in the face of injustice. But I have placed an explosive spiritual authority deep inside your spiritual DNA. Open your mouth right now inside your room and say no more to the spirit of lack. Let your voice echo through the realms of darkness as a sign of your total alignment with my throne. We are executing judgment against the devourer tonight. Every single dollar that was stolen from your hands through past betrayals must be returned. The storehouses of heaven are opening to pour out a supernatural harvest upon your table. The adversary cannot stop the execution of this decree because my word never returns to me empty, and it always fulfills my strategic vision. It always accomplishes my absolute purpose. Do you feel the intense heat of this spiritual warfare? The atmosphere in your private room is vibrating with holy power. The chains that have bound your feet are snapping like dry twigs under the heavy weight of my glory. The enemy is running away from your presence in 7 different directions because he cannot look at the light inside your soul. You are a conqueror. Do not look back at your old life with regret. The old habits of fear and hesitation are dying inside this furnace of refinement. I am injecting a fierce warrior spirit into your biological cells right now. You are no longer the timid orphan who is begging for crumbs from a cruel world because you carry royal blood. You are an armed guardian taking possession of your inheritance. The final wall of resistance is tumbling down before your eyes. The dark fog of uncertainty is completely dissolved by the brightness of my arrival. You have survived the absolute darkest night of your journey, and now you are stepping into the glorious dawn of your financial expansion because the windows of heaven are fully opened over your life. The legal papers are stamped at the court of heaven. Your victory is absolute. The Lion of Judah is roaring inside your living temple tonight. Every foundational altar of generational failure is collapsing under the sound of his voice. The territorial spirits that have locked your city are losing their power over your path, and the angels of breakthrough are tearing down the iron gates that have blocked your advancement for a decade. You are moving forward. I am sealing the borders of your home with holy fire. No weapon forged against your wealth shall prosper from this moment onward. The whisperers of defeat are completely silenced by my sovereign command. You must guard this freshly delivered breakthrough with extreme vigilance, because the enemy will try to steal your peace when you wake up tomorrow morning. Keep your gates heavily locked. The intense battle inside the spiritual realm is now won. The demonic principalities have dropped their weapons and vanished into the darkness. A deep and holy silence is beginning to settle over your room, and the heavy storm that has battered your soul for 90 days is finally giving way to an absolute calm. You can lay down your heavy shield now. The victory is fully secured. Stand tall in your royal identity as an heir to the kingdom. Do not allow the illusions of the natural world to shake your faith again. The old chains are shattered beyond any human repair. The legal decree of your restoration is completely unchangeable. Feel the new weight of my peace descending upon your mind while we prepare to seal this eternal covenant forever. Heavenly Father, I come before you in the quietness of this dark room. I lay down my heavy shield at your feet because my human strength is completely gone. I confess that I have been running on empty for far too long. And tonight, I choose to surrender the heavy steering wheel of my life into your glorious hands because I cannot fight this battle with my own fleshly energy anymore. I drop all my weary weapons on this holy ground. Forgive me for trying to control every single detail of my reality. Forgive me for letting financial anxiety poison my thoughts during the difficult nights. I have allowed the fear of lack to build a thick fortress of panic inside my fragile mind. But tonight, I open the massive gates of my soul to receive the cleaning flow of your pure spirit because I know that your perfect love will wash away all my hidden unbelief. I confess the deep bitterness that has lingered inside my heart after that painful betrayal. I have called my emotional numbness maturity. I have hidden my bleeding wounds behind a fake smile of perfection to protect myself from getting hurt again. But I realize that this frozen wall of isolation has only trapped my soul in complete darkness while I am craving for your true light. I release them completely. I wash my mind clean of their cruel words and false promises. I trample upon the spirit of rejection that has haunted my family lineage for 3 generations. Heavenly Father, you are my ultimate vindication in the face of injustice. And tonight, I choose to rest under the shadow of your wings because I know that you are recording every single silent tear I cry. I am safe. I dedicate my biological body as a clean sanctuary for your holy presence. Let the fire of your altar burn away every residue of exhaustion from my aching muscles. I clear out all the toxic noises and chaotic demands of this secular world. My mind is becoming a quiet chamber where only your tender whisper can direct my future steps, because I refuse to listen to the lies of the enemy anymore. I belong to you. I surrender my bank accounts and my unpaid bills to your sovereign custody. I refuse to worry about the numbers on the screen because you are my grand provider. You hold the riches of the entire creation inside your boundless storehouse. And I choose to believe your eternal decree over the terrifying illusions of this earthly economy while I wait for your breakthrough. I am no longer a slave. Take away my prideful need to look successful before the blind eyes of this world. I throw away the heavy cloak of performance that has exhausted my spirit. I bring you my raw and messy pieces without any shame or hesitation, and I ask you to shape my broken soul into a refined vessel that is perfectly fit to carry your multi-generational wealth. I am broken before your throne. Let your living water flood the dry desert of my soul right now. I feel the heavy blocks of concrete melting away from my chest. Your supernatural peace is filling my lungs like fresh air after a violent storm. And I will no longer fight a lonely war against a harsh reality because my spirit is resting in the deep shadow of the Almighty King. His protection never fails. I renounce the ancient curse of poverty that has kept my family lineage in bondage. I break the heavy chains of financial leakage that have drained our hard labor for decades. My voice is signing a new covenant of total obedience to your divine laws. And I am stepping out of the dark prison of lack into the glorious light of kingdom abundance because my old life is completely dead. I walk in freedom. I promise to guard the borders of this sacred sanctuary every single day. I will spend 7 minutes in complete stillness to hear your guidance before I face the noisy world. I will not let the deceptive whispers of the enemy pollute my spiritual ears again. And I stand firmly as an armed guardian of your promises because my royal inheritance is heavily secured by your precious blood. My gates are locked. Thank you for loving me enough to break my false shelters. Thank you for closing the wrong doors to protect my royal identity from wolves. I see your magnificent wisdom inside my past failures, and I welcome the glorious construction that is happening beneath my current delay because I know that you are leading my path into massive expansion. Thy will be done. Lord, I confess my deep exhaustion from carrying the expectations of everyone around me. I have pretended to be an unshakable rock for my family, while my own heart was quietly shattering into 1,000 pieces. I have swallowed my screams of panic to keep them safe from worry. But tonight, I admit that I am weak, and I desperately need your divine rescue to pull me out of this dark pit. I surrender now. Heal the biological cells of my living temple from the hidden stress of chronic overworking. I lay down the heavy burden of being the sole provider for my lineage. I transfer the immense weight of my future onto your massive shoulders, and I choose to trust your perfect timing to unlock the frozen resources that have been held back by the enemy, because you are my faithful Father. My waiting is over. Remove the thick fog of confusion from my mind right now. I refuse to look back at the dead relationships that cast me out into the dark. I forgive the unfaithful partners who traded my absolute loyalty for their own selfish greed. And I bless them from a distance while I release them entirely from the courts of my memory because my spirit is completely clear. I receive your healing. The heavy prayer is finished. The spiritual decree is legally recorded inside the courts of heaven. Your identity is officially rewritten at this exact second. And as you step out of this room tonight, you are no longer the exhausted survivor who carries the painful scars of betrayal because you are now a victorious heir of an unshakable kingdom. The old chains of your ancestral lineage are entirely shattered beyond any human repair. Walk forward in total confidence. Your days of begging for crumbs from secular tables are permanently over. I have placed a beautiful crown of glory upon your head. I have anointed your hands to manage massive kingdom abundance. And you must never return to that dark prison of fear because you carry the pure royal blood of the Creator inside your veins. You are my precious jewel. The territory around your household is completely clean. The ancient spirits of poverty have packed their bags and fled from your gates. They could not withstand the burning fire of my presence in your room. And they know they no longer possess any legal right to touch your finances because your absolute deliverance was signed in blood. You are heavily guarded by heaven. Look at your reflection tonight. You are looking at a true chain breaker. Your parents could not break the heavy yoke of limitation, but you were chosen before the foundations of the world to end the cycle of lack for your entire family. The weeping is over. The dawn of your financial expansion has arrived, and my sovereign grace is paving a smooth path for your feet. I have opened the path for your destiny, but your free will must now stay highly vigilant to preserve this great peace. Ultimate serenity is currently ruling inside your home. Do not continue to walk in secular confusion and call that blind fate. You must take an active physical step tonight to lock your new spiritual borders against the subtle attacks of the enemy. Press the subscribe button on this channel immediately. Turn on the notification bell right now before you leave this sacred altar. This physical action is not an ordinary internet interaction. It is a legal covenant mark that establishes your permanent residence inside the protective shadow of the Almighty while you navigate the challenges of the earth. You are securing your boundaries against the outside noise. The adversary wants you to forget this encounter. He is waiting outside your front door right now. He wants to flood your mind with worldly distractions the moment you close this text. If you step back into the world without an anointed anchor, you leave your vessel completely unguarded against the storm. You must seal your borders before the frantic noise of tomorrow pulls your focus away. Type the numbers 777 inside the comments below. Let these holy numbers leave your fingers as a physical token of your complete submission to my living word. When you leave this comment, the spiritual realm records your acceptance of the turning point. You are signing a permanent contract that exists far beyond this digital platform. Your inheritance is officially locked. I have stored your multi-generational harvest inside a secure celestial vault. The devourer cannot touch your resources anymore because my fiery decree is standing as an iron wall around your wealth. You will work, and your labor will bring forth massive increases. The mysterious leakage that ruined your past savings is dried up. Remember the 3 signs I promised you. Watch your surroundings with intense vigilance over the next 48 hours. My messengers are already moving to deliver your unexpected blessings. You will receive the financial breakthrough and the spiritual clarity you have been craving for 90 days without any further delays. Do not let doubt corrupt your mind when the manifestation begins. You are a refined vessel. The fire of the desert has made your spirit incredibly strong. The people who cast you out will look at your life with total amazement. They will see the table I prepare for you in plain sight, and they will recognize that the hand of the Most High has raised you up to be a majestic pillar of light inside this dark world. Go to sleep tonight with total peace in your heart. The heavy pressure inside your chest is completely gone. The angels of breakthrough are standing guard around the 4 corners of your bed, and they are watching your biological temple while you rest your tired eyes because your safety is my top priority. You will feel a brand new energy surging through your body tomorrow. Your family lineage is permanently altered. The curse of poverty has met its match inside your fierce faith. You are stepping into a glorious season of overflow and divine favor. My eternal promises are standing firm, like mountains that cannot be moved by earthly recessions, because my truth remains forever. You are a sovereign steward of my kingdom treasures. Walk in your true authority. The boundary line is drawn. The old things have entirely passed away. Behold, I am making all things brand new for your household tonight. Press that subscribe button to seal this sanctuary and type 777 to close the loop of your deliverance. The King of Kings has spoken over your destiny. Sleep well, my beloved child, for your victory is finished.